Love is a way of building to a crescendo. Ride if you will, ride it with me.
Good morning, everyone. It's new front porch coating day. Several other groups have gotten their front porch coatings. Ours will be coming between 2 and 5 p.m. It's when they're going to be here to do all the work outside. We do have an outside camera, so hopefully I'll be able to capture some of the fun that happens. I think we found the perfect setting yesterday at around 17 grams of coffee. Yeah, 17 grams of coffee and the 21 setting on the DF over here. I'm at a different position right now, just because I thought I'd try something different again, so it doesn't really get too stale. Roaming goat. Look at it roam. It's like everywhere. It's like everywhere on your screen. Roaming goat happening right now. Do a little spritzer splits. We'll do this, and then I think we'll do a clever for funsies. I like the clever. I've not used the clever in a while, and I think the clever works really well. Ooh, I'm getting artsy. Look at me get artsy. I'm getting artsy. I only have a lot to talk about today, so it's like, what are we gonna do? Well, I guess we're gonna make a coffee or two and go from there. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much else going on at the moment anyway. In the household. Outside, lots of stuff. They're fertilizing right now. They mowed yesterday, and now they have their other tractor out, and they are fertilizing. So it doesn't take nearly as long to do that, and it's not nearly as loud. But at the same time, still a tractor at 8:30 in the morning. What are you gonna do? It's fine. Neighbors have gotten some stuff done with their front porches. I don't know, I think it's 72 hours maybe for it to cure. So they'll put stuff on, come back in 2 days, and then finish, and then don't put stuff on it for an extended period of time. So no front porch sitting for the weekend, I guess. So there's that lady. I'll wait till we get up to about 160, and then we'll preheat everything up. Yeah, like I said, I really don't have a lot to talk about today. You know, have I ever really given this thing a review? I don't know if I have or not. I know I've mentioned how, I like it and how it's got its problems and all that happy horse nuggets. But at the same time, I've had this for a little while, since springtime, I think. So, I mean, is it something that I would recommend, a manual espresso thingy? And to be honest with you, probably not. I hope that doesn't surprise anyone. The fact that it's fiddly and finicky, and for a first espresso device, this is definitely more. I've had espresso at home. Now I kind of want to get more into the hobby of figuring out this kind of stuff. So I will get a manual one. This is kind of like a second espresso maker. Your first one, I personally, for ease of use, should probably be a electric espresso maker, because whereas may not be as much fun as this is to fiddle with. You can at least know what good espresso tastes like before you get to a manual kind of position here. Because like I said, this feels way more enthusiast, if that makes any sense, than just like, you know what, I want an espresso maker in my home. You know, espresso makers in your home Ooh, we're not going to get up to a full 34, are we? No, we're going to get up to about a 32. I think it's because the one tamper got wet on the top before I put it down. Any kind of things could affect how this thing makes espresso. And you're always, and especially with the manualness of this, I always feel like I'm second guessing myself, like a lot. I mean, it's not bad looking. It is definitely, it's a lot better than the second try that we had yesterday. Ooh. That's even a little bit more tobacco-y than I would like. Do we make another one? Yeah, let's do another one, and then I'll pour Clever for funsies, and the fact that I want a coffee. So, yeah, I mean, the DF, other than the cleaning regiment, which is like once a week, I take it apart. More often, depending on if I switch coffee. If I put a flavored coffee going through it, definitely after the flavored coffee, it gets a wipe down on the inside. But after that, you know, if I'm just doing regular coffee, I'll probably do a let's see, what do we got here? Yeah, that's a pretty uneven looking bed. I don't know. There's a lot of factors. I don't think I tamped it enough. And plus the one part was wet on the one tamper because I'm working kind of with a wet funny surfaces here. So get that taken care of. All right. Okay, now you here. Clean out. There we go. You, yeah, I got a little sticky on the bottom. Granted, there's a little sticky all over the countertop as well. It's a little annoying. I'll just wipe that down, wipe all the excess water off of there. Put that, I did wash this as well. I may have put that up there and it was wet. And then we'll wash this other tamper down. So. All right, try number 2. Look at that. Lucky Cat is gung-ho for it. And money. Did anybody win the Powerball yesterday? I saw it was like over like 620 million. That's pretty cool. What did you do with 620 million? I'll probably buy an espresso machine. All right, 16.9 and some change. Let's wipe this off right here as well. Yeah, I don't know. I probably switch back to over top of my head. I thought I'd try this just to be different. The fisheye on the 0.5 lens on this the iPhone is not great. Being over top of my head is better, even though it's hard to see these kind of shots. But at the same time, you know, there's a lot of movement on my part, so. That's just fun. It's just fun to see the coffee go. You know what I mean? Alright, and you are still hot. That's good. It's funny how fluffy it is. Those big hard beans turn all fluffy. Alright. Oop. Tamp it down. Tap it down, and then tamp it down. There we go. You want to let go? This thing is too big for this filter, which is why it only goes down so far, which is really annoying. This one fits. There we go. Let's get a little tighter. Here. All right. So that's an even more even bed. It looks like we should be in pretty good shape there. And under, down, set, hike. Pull the water out of there. There we go. All right. Now we're ready. Now we're ready, I think. Hopefully it'll get a little bit better. I should fill it up all the way to the top, I guess. Maybe that'll add a little bit more pressure. I keep thinking I should be filling it up halfway up this chamber. But I think the last time I filled it up all the way when I got that really good pour. So we'll see. It's not going to blow back at you unless something is dreadfully wrong. It shouldn't blow back at you when you lift it up. Everything should just empty into the chamber. It doesn't add any displacement. It doesn't displace. That's the word, displacement. It doesn't displace anything when you raise it up. Everything just kind of just shoosh. It's like a trap door down there. So you're not going to have any kind of blowback. Okay, here we go. All right. And down. Getting a lot more pressure this time, I feel. Oh, there's a lot more coffee coming out. Oh, that's good. Good. Holding that pressure. Holding that pressure. Oh, that's going to be so much better. Look at that already. 37 grams, 38 grams. So for some people, that might be a little bit too much with regards to coffee or espresso. 39.3 grams. 17 grams of coffee in, so on and so forth. There's Indy. What do you think, bud? Hi, buddy. You want to go to your box? Go to your box. All right. Let's see. This has got to be better. Oh, and it is. A lot more mild. A lot more sweet. Here's Indy getting in the box. Yeah, a lot more mild, a lot more sweet. There's still bitter, but it's not a lot of bitter. Yeah, it's just very flavorful. Get a lot of chocolate, get a sweetness to it. It's weird because they sometimes talk about mouthfeel, and there's some really good mouthfeel in that, which I know, it sounds weird, doesn't it? It's like, mouthfeel, it's coffee. Yeah, I used to think the same thing too. But then I started getting into this espresso stuff and watching all of these folks make espresso, and they kept using those words, and I'm like, that's not really, it doesn't make any sense. Well, and then even when you get into better tasting coffee or just better coffee in general, and you just feel the difference, because I had a Keurig, I made coffee with it, and even without knowing the coffee was not great, the coffee never tasted good. You always add cream to it. So you had that going for you. And then, you get this, and it's like, wow, coffee really tastes good. Yeah, look at that. That's a good one. That ended up really good. Even, no cracks. Didn't feel like it was channeling. It was about as perfect as I think I've ever gotten with a medium roast like that. That makes me feel really good. Successful hobby day today. How excellent. Doesn't get much better than a successful day at the hobby that you enjoy doing. You know what I mean? So yeah, the toy fair is this weekend. Not to be a downer, but it is going to be kind of like the same old. But the best part about going to those toy fairs is the people you're going with, to see the reactions to what's there. And then, of course, the lunch afterwards. We'll see how adventurous they want to be, if they want to be adventurous for a lunch. There are many options that are excellent, that if they just give it a shot, they won't be disappointed. All right, so I've got there you are. Here's my Clever. And I've got some filter papers up here. Oh, this isn't the Clever paper, but we'll use it anyway. This is the Chemex paper, but we will use that. You've cooled down. I don't know how much water's left in there, to be honest with you. It's shouldn't be too cooled down. It shouldn't take too long to heat up. Let's see. Yeah. There we go. Didn't cool it down too much. We should be all right. Yeah, all right. Un café. Multiple cafes. All right, we're gonna take this down from our 21. We'll take it down to about a 65. We'll make it a nice even number here. And then I need to borrow the scale for a second. I need to put the chahi on here, the coffee distributor, the unnecessary part of the whole process, but it's still fun to have because presentation, striving to be professional. All right, I got 33 grams of coffee in there. Striving for professionalism, he said as he swung his shoulders around, and every movement is recorded by the camera. It's like a roller coaster ride. Alrighty. Now we should get that basically fills that little cup up, which is good. Yeah, look at that. Fills that cup right up. All right. Distribute that a little bit. It smells a little bit, I mean, the coffee smells a little bit, I hate to say the word better, but it does smell a little bit better when it's ground as like a pour over. When it's ground like espresso, it definitely smells like a little yogurty. Strong, but tastes a lot better. So yeah, it needs to be tamped properly. Sometimes even like 5 degrees of heat can change how the coffee comes out. Weight and heat and how it's tamped. If it's tamped, I think it can be tamped too firmly. If you tamp it too firmly, you could get channeling. If you don't tamp it firmly enough, you can get channeling. So it's a lot. There's a lot going on. Coffee is a hobby. And as I said, as much as I do enjoy using the Rock, the manual, your first espresso machine should be, I mean, for the amount of money that I spent on that, you could get a used one on eBay. And then a lot of those really popular ones, I think like the Gaggia. There's some really popular ones out there that have instructions on how to change how the pressure that everything opens up at. You can take it apart. I mean, if you buy one used, you should take it apart and clean it out anyway if you can. But you can buy special springs that allow the valve to open up at a specific pressure, like 5 bars. I think they said good espresso machines you want the espresso to be at a pressure of like, what, 8 bars, 7 bars, something like that. So and a good one will have a gauge on it where you can measure that kind of stuff. So you wanna have. I didn't start my timer, damn you. All right, well, let's fill it up then. think I could do about 350 here. Oh, I think about 400. We did a little too much, a little too more than 400, but that'll be okay. Yeah, these, yeah, I guess that's the problem with these Chemex filters in the Clever, is that they don't fit very well. So you're better off using those. Not as great, but fit better. I mean, the ones that I'm using for this, I was trying to use for the Chemex, and I had one burst on me. So because it doesn't have a bottom. The Chemex is just a through and through kind of thing. You know, the coffee just goes straight through. And the glue, because of the heat, the glue made the bottom fall apart. So all of the coffee and grounds just fell right into the pot. So with this, it's got a solid bottom to it. So even when we open the chamber using these, using the little valve down here, it's still sitting on a base. So it's less likely to split open because it actually is being held in place by plastic. That being just an open bottom like that, it's not. So yeah, so I mean, it bursts. If you get substandard coffee filters and put them in your Chemex, it's going to burst more than likely. These aren't going to burst because they're just folded paper. There's no glue or adhesive holding the bottoms of the paper together. So we'll have to see how this goes. We'll go for another couple of minutes here. So I'll have a nice cup of coffee downstairs. I didn't get any half and half yesterday. I'll have to see if I can do that today when I go to the gym. They're going to be here between 2. We're going to here starting at like 2 o'clock. Probably we'll take them the 2 to 5 because they're going to have to grind off a very small layer of concrete in order to get down to something that the adhesive can adhere to, and then do the process of coating it with the flakes, the adhesive that they put down, and then after that they'll put a coating over top of that once the adhesive down at the bottom kind of hardens up. It'll be an interesting process, and I'm very excited. Everybody's colors that they picked for the front of their house on their front porches, they all look so nice with their houses. So I'm really excited to see what happens with ours. So, and see how it looks and see how it fits with the house. We went outside and we eyeballed everything. So, and the contractor basically agreed that what we picked suited the house. So that's pretty exciting. All right, so we'll go for, yeah, we'll just start now. It's been about 3 minutes and 45 seconds. So see that drops and pushes up on the valve, releasing it. So now all the coffee's coming out, but there's a bottom to this thing. So even the adhesive ones that are poor will be able to stay together because it's not dangling over a precipice, basically. But this is thicker paper, so it might take a little bit longer for it to draw down, which makes sense. It's just physics, really. I will say that this does smell a lot more, smells a lot more syrupy. So it smells a lot more mapley this way. And I always liked the Clever. I thought the Clever was such a fun piece of equipment to make coffee with. I mean, the whole thing is right here. It's almost like an AeroPress where the whole thing is just right here, you know? So there's a new device out there that's similar to the AeroPress, but that makes better coffee. And it's only like $30 some odd from OXO, OXO. I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about getting it just because it seems kind of neat. And all the other coffee people are talking about it. So I'm like, I wonder what that's like. There may be a point coming where if I get too much coffee stuff, I may have to start removing coffee stuff from the lineup because I do have a lot of crap. I got a lot of crap in general, but I definitely have a lot more coffee crap now than I did 2 years ago. So, all right, look how nice and dark that is. Let's see. It's a lot, yeah, it does smell a lot more maple syrupy. Yeah, it's got a really wonderful mellow chocolatey taste to it. That's so good. Anyway, thanks for watching today. Thanks for watching this week. I really appreciate it. We'll be back next week. We'll probably take you outside if everything's cured and ready to go. I'll take you outside and we can look at the new front porch cover. I'm pretty excited about that. Maybe we'll take a little bit of a tour of the neighborhood and I can show you everybody else's front porches because they are pretty cool. The process is neat. Like I said, it's around $3,400, $3,000 to do the front porch. So, and they are from around this area and they've been doing it for quite a long time. So I'm pretty excited. And the warranty was really good. So we will see. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. We will talk to you next week. I hope you have a great weekend. Go out and look at some toys or go out and buy some toys. Toys are fun. Toys are not just for kids. They never have been just for kids. They've just been advertised to kids. So don't let anybody tell you that toys are only for children. It's not true. If you see something that's a toy and your heart goes, oh my God, that's amazing. And you can get it because there's nothing wrong with that. I hope you have a great weekend and we will talk to you later. Bye.